Werner Giegler. System throughout the line. All this and more you're gonna see in this video, so make sure to stick around. As promised in the previous videos, the JP Sherpa Werner Giegler came here to Tarifa for testing boards, and today I'm gonna take you along for a day of board development, and we're gonna answer your questions. Some of the questions that you left under the last videos, and I also want to mention that in another video coming soon I'm gonna talk more about fins, so if you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe and put the little notification bell on. And now we're gonna meet Werner. We might be a little late, we need filler from the construction shop to modify the boards a bit, and we're gonna meet Werner there, or if we're late we're gonna meet him right in his apartment. So looks like we're not meeting Werner at the construction shop as we're running a bit late. So we just arrived to his apartment and gonna meet him now. So I just saw Werner running in with a filler, and now it seems like he's in the apartment. Hello Werner. Say hi.
Good morning, hi.
This is Werner Giegler, longtime shaper of JP and before of F2 also.
Yes.
And yeah, he's already here working on the boards. Sorry, we can't show everything. I'm probably gonna blur this tail out because it's very special. And yeah, now he's just filling up the boards. So basically, what we do is we change the bottom area of the board a bit to well get different results. And he's now filling it up, so we can sand it down a bit and get the exact V shape we want in the tail area. Is that what we're doing?
That's right. We can also cut some pieces off. That's why we have PVC in the tail, that it doesn't take water, and we can do it right on the beach.
Yeah, so maybe you can't see it right now. It's PVC here. Yeah. And actually, when Werner makes the prototypes in Thailand, he makes them in Thailand. And when he makes them, he makes the tail usually a little bit bigger because it's easier to cut something off than put it on again. But we put something on again now anyway. So today the wind is light and we're testing the 85 centimeter wide boards. Werner, one question was, what else except the width of the board limits the maximum sail size you can put on a board?
What else?
What else, yes?
It's mostly the width, but also a little bit of the volume. Like for the professional riders in slalom and racing, it's more the width. For the free rider or the recreational rider, they should look more at the volume.
Okay, yeah, because the slalom boards we usually give the size in width. We usually say I go on the 85, I go on the 71, which is the width of the board. And what happens if you put a too big sail on the board?
On the volume-wise or width-wise?
Either one.
Yeah, but for pro riders, they just need the surface to get going, and this is in relation with the sail size. Obviously, a bigger sail is heavier, so you need a certain amount of volume, but for pro riders they make it up with the pump and the active sailing style. For a recreational rider, if a sail is too big, the board just sinks and they have a really hard time to get planing.
Good answer. I couldn't explain it any better. That's why I asked him actually, because he could explain it better than me probably. Okay, so we gotta go to the beach now. It was a bit hectic, so I'm probably gonna come back later to answer some more questions, but we gotta make use of the wind, which is always also kind of a problem because he comes here for like 1 week, and what if there's no wind and whatnot. So we really try to make use of the wind we have. So we get up early, we get the work done basically. It's quite light, but we're rigging 8.6 now, and we're gonna go test the big boards. Pascal Toselli, top 5 PWA rider.
7, yeah.
Top 7, almost. No, but he's a really good rider, and it's always fun to test with him. and today we're rigging 8.6.
Yeah, I think we go 8.6. Like
maybe later we can test the medium boards.
Yeah, let's hope for some good weather, for good conditions later.
Fingers crossed. Let's go.
It was a little bench, so it was a little high here.
So everything was here in this area.
But this side looked a bit different.
Somebody asked me why the 62 slalom board is foil ready. Do you have an explanation for that?
Because we try to keep the same standard throughout the line, and we use the same boxes. You know, there's a special box which is reinforced and really strong. And to make it simple for the production, everything we just stick to one system throughout the line, and in case someone puts a foil in, that box is strong enough, because everyone expects these days a tuttle box to be strong enough for foiling. Even the board is really small and a powerful foil wouldn't work, but if someone puts an easy going small foil in, you could still get the foiling experience.
So it's the medium box it's called, or what?
It's called foil box. It's a
okay.
wider box, more reinforcing around, more PVC around, and connected throughout from the bottom to the deck. So it's really strong. So
it's the same box in the big board and the small board now.
All boards, yeah.
And you can put a deep tuttle fin. You can put a tuttle fin in any board.
So it fits, because otherwise also with the fins. And the screws, you know, if you change your fins, at least you don't have the problem with so many different screws.
Yeah.
Even the smaller fins have a normal tuttle base, not the deep one, but anyway, it makes life a little bit easier.
Yeah. And what are you doing now?
Just this fin had a little cracked off in the front, so we're just closing the gap to make sure the bottom stays smooth and we don't have any turbulences which influence the testing.
People were actually interested how we do it with the fins when testing. So you brought the Z fins, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a few Z fins, or 2 times the same fin for every size?
Yes, we have a full set, all sizes which we need for testing. They're identical fins, otherwise testing makes no sense, or you have to switch the fin every time you switch the board, and that would be really
actually painful. just to make sure. Yesterday, for example, we changed the fins in the end just to make sure they're exactly the same, and turns out they're the same.
They're the same, yeah.
Okay.
But it's especially ordered them and chose them for testing, that we have the best possible equal quality we can get.
Perfect. And now we go on the water to test. Just tested the first photo. I don't know if you guys can hear me, so I'm talking a little bit louder. And the result was difficult because it's really light, so we have to be very careful with the test result, right? And the result was that one board didn't really release. It had a lot of power, but it didn't get going. We couldn't make it fly enough, so now we're changing to the other prototype. Okay guys, let me just give you an overview of how the board testing works exactly. So we typically compare 2 boards with each rider on one board. We get out on the water, line up next to each other and accelerate at the same time. We then go for a reach and try to feel what the board does and see how well it performs in terms of acceleration and speed. We also do a jibe test, but at this point it was too light for that. We obviously repeat that a couple of times to get a detailed result. We also test the boards against our previous production board to make sure the prototype works better. After each test run we come back to the beach and we give our feedback to Werner. We then discuss what we could change right away to improve the negative points of the prototypes, and that typically means cutting away some of the surface area to make it release more, give it a looser feel, or simply to improve the top speed. Sometimes we also change the shape of the tail by sanding or filling it, but that takes some more time. So we repeat that procedure until we're out of options and we find the best board. In this test we had 2 prototypes and one of them worked extremely well after we modified it. And we are back to the beach and we are just done with the big boards. We found a really good board. We think we found some interesting results. Unfortunately I can't show you that yet. And yeah, the wind picked up and should be enough now to get a few runs on the medium board. Werner's just doing some measurements down here. And yeah, unfortunately the SD card is full of the action camera, so you can't see any more action, but I'll keep you up to date about the improvements on the boards. Guys, I kind of had to interrupt the testing because Cooper was running on the beach biting on a fish hook, this little dog, and now I have to drive to the veterinarian with him. And yeah, I will catch up with Werner later so you guys know what's been going on in the testing. Don't worry, I'll let you know about everything. So my dog seems fine now. It was quite a big hook and the day was a bit interrupted, and I'm back here with Werner right now. And yeah, I think we had a nice testing day. Did we find something good?
I think so.
I think so too. We found a good big board and now we're back here, and Werner just finished my board and we tuned it a little bit. And when I say a little bit, how big are the differences actually?
We're talking about not even a millimeter here and there, but you know, professional riders want it perfect.
Yeah, because one question in the comments was actually how big the difference is, because from the factory there's like tiny differences, because obviously they can't make everything perfect. How big is the difference? Do you really feel a difference? I personally feel a little bit of a difference between different boards, but we just talked about it before I switched on the camera. It's just like when you're in the top with the top riders, 1 meter over the whole reach can make a difference. So yeah, for me it can make a difference, but for most people it doesn't really make a difference, right?
No, I don't think. Every production has certain quality standards and tolerances they have to produce the product. And with windsurfing, the Pro Edition boards in general, it doesn't matter if it's a slalom board or like a freeriding Pro Edition, has the tightest tolerances. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about in the planning surface, it's a millimeter, and then towards the nose it's maybe 2, but it doesn't matter if the nose is 2 millimeters higher. But the planning surface is very critical. That's why the tolerance is within a millimeter, and this for such a big board is super tight tolerances, and the quality is unbelievable high, and the standard is very high, and the tolerances are minimum. So
okay, well there you have your answer. I hope you guys found this video interesting. I hope you got a little insight of our testing here. We're not quite done yet. We're gonna do more testing the next days, but we're done with the big board for now. And yeah, as I said, I hope you guys liked the video, and make sure to subscribe, put the little notification bell on. And in the next video, or in one of the next videos, I'm gonna go to Ludo, the guy from Chopper Fins, and make a video about fins. So if you don't want to miss, apparently the storage of the camera was full. Yeah, if you don't want to miss that fin video, again, subscribe, notification bell on, and I see you in the next video. Peace guys.